To be fair, we had a few hints. Is that commonplace? Or, I mean, obviously, not everyone's going to make it out of the room. If people are really stumped, you are going to help them out.
Well, we have a hint system in place for a reason. We want people to make their way through. We don't take any pride and glee in advertising that nobody gets out.
No.
We would rather people have some fun, and people
Yeah.
have more fun when they win. So we have this hint system in place, and it's up to your discretion whether you want to take some help.
Yeah.
A lot of teams go in with nope, we're going to do this with no help attitude. This is going to be easy. And we try and persuade
They're
them.
humble. They're humbled
Good
quickly. I would
luck.
imagine.
They eat some humble pie, and
Oh.
we try and get them to call for some help if they need it, because we'd rather see them make their way through
Yeah.
than get frustrated
That's right.
at each other. Yeah.
Fair enough. Escape rooms are an interesting little study into human interaction, I think. You know, they highlight the emergence of leaders. You're going to see some followers, different communication styles, etc. Clearly, you mentioned earlier, you do have some businesses that come through for team building exercises. Are you seeing a lot more of that nowadays? And do you think that it really has merit in that regard?
Absolutely. I would
Yeah.
call it more of a team bonding experience than a team builder. I know that there are some companies out there that have actually used these type of experiences. We've had some people send HR representatives along
Yeah.
to actually sit in the room and study them. But at the end of the day,
That's intense.
that's
I was just
a
gonna
lot of
say,
pressure, right? That's a
wow.
lot of pressure
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
And really, you're in the room and you're only going to do the experience once. I mean, yes, maybe you can see some traits of people who are leaders or stronger communicators, but I certainly wouldn't want to be judged on my work performance based on what I'm doing for our fun
Yeah,
team
me
builder.
either.
So
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
think it's more of a team bonding experience. As long as people have some fun with people that they work with, you know, maybe they'll share a few laughs, have something to relate to at work or discuss at the water cooler.
Yeah.
They've had a good time.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make them a bit closer and a bit stronger of a team that
Yeah,
way?
no, I think that's a good point. It's a really good point. Escape rooms are not the only new kid on the block as far as entertainment in Calgary goes. We've got Battle, which is the axe throwing joint. It's a pretty good time. Get together with your friends. You throw a bunch of axes at targets. It's barrels of fun. We've also got the Flying Squirrel trampoline room, which seems to be gaining a little bit of steam. You're bouncing around a room filled with trampolines for hours at a time. I could probably last about 20 minutes. And seriously, like, trampoline's tougher as you get older. Just putting it out there. I'm not knocking the business, but
Oh yeah.
a lot of work. Anyway, is the bowling alley dead? I mean, are these new concepts flourishing, and why are they flourishing here?
I actually have insight on that. The bowling alley is definitely not dead.
Okay.
National Bowl down on 10th Avenue,
Been there, of
underneath
course,
National View Hall.
Yeah.
If you want to get in on a weekend, it's probably over an easy month and a half to get in there. My girlfriend.
It's also a very popular spot, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It's also
location
like a
totally
bar,
helps,
nightclub
and it's
kind
a
of vibe.
very nice, clean bowling alley.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
the ones we grew up with. If everybody grew up here, they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like disco bowls, and they were
some-
old when we went there in
some
the
old
90s
shoes,
and
yeah.
80s. So things like that.
There's definitely a few places in town that are still running software from 80s and the 90s for their bowling scores and
Oh,
videos.
yeah, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
But I mean, not just specific to bowling. Like, what is it you think about Calgary that sort of allowed for businesses like yours to really flourish?
I think people are just looking for new things to do. They're looking for something different from just a night at the pub or just watching the game. They're looking for new things to do. I guess it's a trend across the world. People like new activities, and with the power of social media and the internet, people are finding out a lot
I was
more
gonna
about
say
cool
that.
things that
It's-
happen. You know,
yeah.
if you're at the locked room, you get a team picture taken. You know, maybe you're behind bars in one of the prison-based rooms, and people are like, "Oh, are you in jail?" And then no, they want to figure out, "I want to be in jail too. What can I do?"
Homogenization of the world, really.
That's a good point. So has the fact that we don't have a modern, real deal amusement or like a real nasty good water park in Calgary kind of opened the door for these niche, smaller, more intimate entertainment activities? Adam, what do you think?
I think that's a definite possibility.
Yeah.
There was this tendency for the longest time to, well, what do you want to do tonight? The translation was, where do you want to go drink tonight?
Yeah, that's
That
good.
used to be the translation. So what do you want to do tonight? Where do you want to go drink tonight? And that's very changing rapidly, actually.
it's evolving,
Things
right?
like the locked room, things like you don't have to drink when you go bowling. People do, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
trampoline room, I don't know if they have their liquor license. I've never been there.
don't
But I doubt it.
Yeah, chances are.
I'm not sure. I don't want to interject there, but things like that is just becoming a more active lifestyle.
Real quick, amongst the 18 to 24, alcohol is, maybe even 18 to 35 nowadays. I don't know. Alcohol is part of life, right? Is it frowned upon at the locker room? I know you're not a liquor licensed joint. How do you police that?
Well, we really suggest that people try and keep as clear of a mind as possible when they come to the locked room.
You're going to need it.
It's tough. There's a lot of puzzles going on. You need your brain.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want to get tired 30 minutes through and just plop in the corner and take your shoes off and be useless for your team. And also, you really don't want to be that person that has to leave the room constantly to go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So if
You're
you
gonna
break
ruin
the seal,
experience. Just don't show up buzzed, right?
don't be that guy for your team,
Don't be
right?
that guy for your team. That's right. With that said, let's check in with our final locked room experience video.
It was challenging. I mean, there were some clues that I was really kind of like surprised, and some of them that were kind of obvious. But some of the favorite ones was like watching everybody kind of evolve, because when we first started, we all kind of scattered.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we all kind of had to come together to figure out the final clue.
In all honesty, my contribution in my mind was a little limited. I found like 3 pool balls that we won't give too much away. But as far as like puzzle solving, I don't know. In retrospect, I don't know if I've got the puzzle solving mind that maybe I thought I had coming into this.
So what do I think of my experience at the locked room? I thought it was fantastic. I'd heard about it before. I'd never actually come here and tried it, so I appreciate the opportunity to come here and try it. Would I come again? Absolutely. There's 3 locations. I'm not getting paid to say this, by the way. I just thought it was really great. I like horror movies. I like adrenaline. I like doing stuff that gets me excited. And to use those things in a non-physical way, to use my brain, was amazing.
I didn't actually solve a whole lot of puzzles, so I don't really know which one I enjoyed the most. The piano thing was fun with organ. I haven't seen the Goonies, but it was talked about a lot, so way to go, locked room. Got your references square.
And I really liked the one that kind of like opened a hidden room after the whole team kind of had to come together and do something as a group. And that was pretty neat.
So everybody had a good time. No surprises there.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Other entertainment venues that maybe we don't have in Calgary. Like I'm a big roller coaster guy, right? I think a lot of people around Canada are, but we've only really got Canada's Wonderland. My question, I know you're not experts, but I'm throwing it out there. Do you ever think that Calgary will have that Canada's Wonderland type amusement park here, current economic times aside? You think it's going to happen?
No.
Never, eh?
No. Our weather's way too unpredictable. What happens if it's an amusement park and it snows in June?
Yeah, it's tough.
Or snow-timber. I hate that word, but whatever. A couple years ago when all our trees got destroyed, that would put some serious stress on an amusement park outdoor.
What about the indoor thing?
I'd love to see something cool and different and new pop up. I mean, I've actually looked a little bit into this, and I've seen that Canada itself is actually pretty poorly represented for this type of amusement park industry.
True.
But in the States, it's massive.
It's huge.
Every city
business.
has it. People buy year-long passes. They buy family passes. It's a huge thing. So I'd love to see it come to Calgary someday.
But you really think someone from Winnipeg is going to drive out here to all the way to Calgary? They're not going to come out here for the current amusement park that we have, but would they come out here for something as large as Canada's Wonderland? Like, I don't know.
I think you get a point with the weather. You got a really good point with the weather.
Canadians as a whole are very like, well, there's no amusement park, let's go camping. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah,
I don't like,
yeah.
let somebody else entertain me, you know what I
But
mean?
roller
Like,
coasters, man, it's what it is.
personally, I don't like them. Plus, if you're going to invest money in something as large as Canada's Wonderland,
Yeah.
you really have to have your budget for ROI, return on investment. It's going to take 5 years, it's going to take 10, it's going to take 50. Because in 10 years, your first rides are already outdated. That's why Disneyland has so much money. They're known for it. They can continue to upgrade their rides. It's the Las Vegas rule.
Way to
Why
crush.
spend $5?
Way to crush my hopes, man.
Yeah,
You
it's
did a great
what I'm
job.
here
Cheers.
for.
Cheers.
Why
I still think
spend
there's
$5?
possibilities.
I hope so. I think
Why spend $5 and get it done in 10 minutes when I can spend $100 and get it done in 5 minutes? That's the way those places work because they have so much money coming in and everybody invests in that brand. If you were to start an amusement park as a new brand, not Disneyland Calgary, for example, you would have a lot of work ahead of you. I'm not saying it can't be done.
No,
I'm just saying that.
Uphill battle.
Yeah.
Hard to argue.
It's more likely, like you said, that a bigger player would come and run it
Big brand,
with a
yeah.
local operator rather than
Yeah.
having something new and start up. But I think you and I are not necessarily the demographic for amusement parks.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't like roller coasters. I don't really like roller coasters, but families like them, and some families, especially in this economic climate, they really can't make the Disneyland or Disney World trip.
Trips, yeah, that's right.
So perhaps Calgary amusement park becomes the Western Canada.
Hey man, hopefully
Place to
an
be, right?
investor is listening. So what's next then for the locked room? I mean, you guys, Stampede's is right around the corner. Where are you guys going from here?
Well, we actually got accepted in the Stampede, so we'll be running a mobile trailer game there. It'll be a shortened version of the experience, but we really just want to raise awareness for this genre of activity. It'll be a shortened version of it. The puzzles will be a little bit easier, but we still want to keep some of that interactive and fun flavor, and we really think it's going to be a really cool new thing here.
So you've actually built a room in a trailer, and people can have the locked room experience on the grounds to a degree.
Yep.
Super cool.
That's fascinating.
When it's 35 degrees outside.
It's going inside the BMO,
Yeah.
so it'll be a nice place for shelter when it rains, and for all the people heading through to take a look at the wares there and check out the lottery booths will be right next to there.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Rooms-wise, I know you mentioned there's 3 different spots. You've got, I guess, 3 different rooms in each spot. Are you rotating rooms? Is that on the radar? I guess it's going to have to be eventually, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because people come and play a room, you're really not going to try it again unless you really don't like money and you want to come and show off to your friends or something. But we really want people to experience a new room, and also it's a lot of fun for us to come up with something new. If you went through and the combination for something was ABC and the next time it was BCD, it's not fun for you. The fun is figuring out how to do it. So we definitely have plans to change out some of the rooms. And we've got some great ideas, and we've learned a lot along the way. So we've got some really, really cool ideas down the pipeline.
You want to share any little ideas? Anything?
Well, I
hint?
think
Drop a few Game of Thrones little mini hints here.
a lot of the things that are popular on television and media nowadays do make for good rooms or room themes.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of medieval Game of Thrones feel, or even
didn't
an
even
Alice
know.
in Wonderland kind of idea is also a really fun one that we've been kind of tossing around the idea of. You can go pretty abstract and have some pretty
of
cool
course you
things.
can.
So we've
Really.
got lots of ideas. It's just a matter of which ones are the funnest for us to build. We like going with fun themes
That's wicked.
above all.
That's great. Guys, thanks very much. We're out of time. Edwin, I really appreciate you making the hike down here. And again, thanks so much for having us by. Adam,
Anytime.
as always, man, thanks for your contribution. Appreciate it. Folks, that's it. That's all the time we've got for tonight. You can always get at us. We're on Facebook and also on Twitter. Don't be a stranger. Until next time, take care.